Hello viewers, what's up? It is Bannerwood9, and you saw the title of this video. I got my wisdom teeth removed, and that was a fun experience. All 4 of my wisdom teeth are gone. I got them all out because I needed to get them all out, or else I would have a messed up jaw again, and I don't want to go through braces. That would be more money that I don't have. So yeah, I got my wisdom teeth removed on April 7th, and I've been doing pretty well actually. I don't think a lot of people talk about before and the aftermath of having your teeth removed. Some people do, I think, and some people don't. Some people just record themselves high off their butts. You're not gonna get that from me, unfortunately. When I went in, I actually went in for partial sedation. When I went in for partial sedation. That's a word I can't pronounce. And, yeah, not a lot happened. Literally, not a whole lot happened. Like, I'm still gonna show you how I sounded and how stupid I looked with gauze in my mouth, because I think that's funny. I thought it'd be a fun little part to tell you what actually happened before the surgery and stuff like that. I thought that'd be fun, so let's kind of get into it. So, like I mentioned, I got this done April 7th on a Thursday, and luckily I missed a day at work. So I didn't have to go to work on Friday because I still was recovering. I still am technically recovering. I'm not fully done healing because it's only been a couple of days, and as it currently stands, my throat is sore, probably because I had these removed, because my mouth was open for an hour getting my teeth out. So I have to drink plenty of water. I have to drink plenty of water and probably take some medicine. One second. There's hair on them. My mom got me these. I already got into them because I'm kind of hungry, but they're like the old Dutch twists, popcorn twists. I had these when I had braces because I couldn't eat proper chips, and I still can't eat proper chips because there's open wounds in my mouth. I mean, they don't hurt. But they're there. And it's a big too. My mom got me that. Anyways, that's off topic. Anyways, my appointment was at 10 o'clock. I had to be there, of course, 15 minutes earlier. I gave them a heads up, and I also confirmed the appointment to make sure it was at 10 o'clock. And I did have a ride. My dad drove me. You're going to see in a couple of minutes. He drove me to my appointment, and then he went out to wait in the car. I get up there, and I have to pay, because I didn't pay like the last time I was there, which was back in February. Which, I didn't book my appointment until the 4th of April. That's a Monday. Yeah, 4th? Yes, because it has to be the 4th. Today's the 12th as I'm recording this. The 4th. I called on a Monday. No, that's a lie. It was the 5th. I called on the 5th because I worked the 6th. Then the appointment was the 7th. Didn't have work on the 8th because I called it off right after I booked the appointment. They had a cancellation. That's why I got in it early, which was great because then I didn't have to worry about work because there's so much happening at work. There shouldn't be, but there is. I'm not gonna get into that. Anyways, I booked my appointment. Yada yada yada. We get there. It's fine. Go to the waiting room, and I have to pay. I have all the receipts. How much does this cost me? $1,496. I thought it was $69, which would have been funny, because that's the, funny haha number, but it's not. I luckily do not owe them any money, but it did kind of damage me a little bit. And then when I did that, I was ready to go. The whole surgery was an hour, like I said, and I went in for partial sedation. So I was not drugged out of my mind. Can I say that word? Drugged out of my mind? Am I allowed to say that word? I'm gonna find out in a few minutes. Yes. Can you just line up? No, you can turn it off now. Oh, okay. Good night. That was my sister. My sister. Ooh, should I really be doing that? Anyways, where was I?
Ow, fudge! Oh my god.
What'd you do?
I hit my toes off the stupid hose of the vacuum.
Yeah, I've done that too. Did you just push it in front of my door?
No, I pushed it in front of the crate.
Okay.
Why would I be such a a-hole and push in front of the door?
Because you are an a-hole?
I mean, yeah, but I wouldn't that would be too cruel.
I mean, yeah, but that's too cruel. At least you have standards, Cass.
I do have standards.
Okay, back to whatever I was talking about. This is so deranged. Anyways, I went in. The very nice nurses took me into the very nice nurse took me into the back. I hang up my jacket because I had a jacket with me in my purse, and then I laid on the chair there, very comfortable chair. Had my right arm out, ready to go. You know, they do the whole thing because you know you're supposed to have an IV tube. IV tube? Yeah, IV. You know, you're supposed to be IV'd, right? You know, everything's fine. It's going well. Talking to the nurses. Very nice. And this is a disclaimer. I should probably put a disclaimer here. That I'd be talking about needles and something that may scare people. But this is kind of vital to the story. That I learned something interesting about the human body. The nurse, you know, puts the needle into my arm. You can't really see it, but there is a bit of a bruise there. She puts it in my arm because, you know, the vein popped out. And the next thing you know, she goes to do whatever with the IV bag, and apparently blood kind of goes through the tube and kind of was leaking out from my arm. And she goes, well, that's interesting. And I asked her what was wrong. She goes, apparently you have an artery too close to a vein. I did not know that humans can have arteries too close to veins. So I have an artery literally in my arm right here, too close to a vein. So they had to take the needle out, you know, cover my arm, and I'm laying there, you know, I'm not looking at it, I'm looking up to the ceiling. I couldn't look at it, I didn't even feel it happening, but I also had a mask around my wrist, and, you know, blood kind of got on the mask, so they had to replace my mask. So they, you know, bandaged my arm up. You know, there was 2 other nurses in there. The main nurse, there was another nurse somewhere in the back, and then there was one nurse kind of like checking me and stuff like that. And then they, you know, put the heart rate monitor on me and the breathing tube, and then put the IV tube in my hand, which is, you can actually kind of see where the little indent is still. So they put it in my right hand. You can see the veins in my arm, but apparently, I guess, I have an artery too close to a vein, which I did not know was a thing. Hi, future editing Jessica here, as I'm editing this video currently in my bed. I forgot to mention something about what the nurses said about this whole thing happening, because is my eye bleeding? What's going on with my eye? That's besides the point. So there was 3 nurses there. There was the main nurse that took me to the back, another nurse that was there that I actually remember talking to before I like fell asleep, and then there was another nurse there. I think she was the original nurse that the main nurse was calling for, but I can't remember. My main nurse, who took me to the bag, was hooking me all up and stuff and got the IV tube in my arm, said that hasn't happened to her in a long time. Like, that's the first time that's happened to her, or it was like the second time, but it's been a while since that happened. I guess the one she was calling for originally, who came into the room a little bit later, that wasn't her first time she's seen that happen, and the one that I was talking to before I fell asleep never seen that. So clearly this whole like having an artery too close to a vein is, I guess, a rare occasion. It doesn't happen that often, so I just wanted to mention that really quickly. Is there anybody else that has that happened before? Because that was interesting. So back to the rest of the story. So I got all set up, you know, I'm laying back, I have sunglasses on, of course, because they turned them late. One of the nurses, another nurse, said something and then mentioned, you know, you're doing quite well. You know, they were surprised that I was doing quite well because this was my first surgery ever in my life. And I said, yeah, you know, it's a good thing that I'm trying not to panic. You know, it's a good thing not to panic in this circumstance. I did feel lightheaded though. They fixed that. and then I passed out. I don't remember anything after that. Like, this is all I remember. And then, come close to end of surgery, they're finishing up. I can actually feel them finishing up and taking everything off of me. And then they took me to the recovery room, and I'm just kind of, you know, feet up, kind of sitting there, chilling, doing literally nothing, and looking around the room, and my vision was so weird, because when I turned my head, it was just, like, slow. It was kind of cool. Yeah, and then I went home. Here's the footage of the car ride that I'm going to heavily edit to make funny, I guess, because it was very quiet. Roll it.
Here, I can barely understand what you're, because you got all. Just leave that in your mind.
It can feel very cold.
Yeah, it would be.
And gray.
Now, the funny thing is, you probably won't remember this drive home at all.
Let's see.
So I don't think you'll want to eat anything for a little while. I wouldn't suggest it anyway. So you were awake during it, right? Yeah, in and out. You're in and out of consciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have been awake, but your brain was disconnected. I know. It's yeah, you know what? Don't worry about it unless you. It's really difficult to talk. You don't remember passing out?
Yeah.
They go 10, 9, 8. That's it. That's good that you're not having some weird reaction or anything.
This side's really dumb. This side. Yeah, this side. Not this.
See, all my years of listening to heavy metal, I can understand what you're saying. Oh, you have a pain in your throat. Okay. Oh, Satan rules. Yeah, that's awesome. Plus, we've got the good microphone on today, so it's picking up everything. This would probably be one of the most boring TikTok videos ever made. This YouTube video sucks. Nothing happened. Yeah, that's all right. Well, it's hard to talk, like you say, with a mouth full of friggin' gauze. Tongue is numb. Oh, yeah. They give you 2 shots.
No.
They tried that one and
They
it.
tried this one,
Yeah.
but it hit an artery.
Hit an artery?
Yeah. They thought it was a thing.
So, was there like a jet of blood coming out?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, really?
I didn't feel it, but yeah, I started feeling like it. And they're like, yeah, that's way too close to the vein. They thought it was a vein. It was an artery. So then they stuck it in my head. That's all I remember.
Oh, shit. Hit an artery.
Yeah. On accident.
Well, of course, yeah. You definitely don't want to plug into an artery because
Yeah.
there's too much pressure coming out of that thing.
They thought it was dead. It's dead. I don't know.
Yeah, it's safer to put it into. You have digital arteries and phalangeal arteries in your hand and stuff, but you can kind of see the veins. You can see the veins in the back of my hand. Anyway.
Yeah, that's why it's definitely different. Anyway, after this, this is really like different weekend.
Does your elbow hurt?
No, not really.
That's good. I think I'm gonna grab my glasses and throw them on. And if I still get pain in that right eye, I'm going to make the assumption, although it doesn't seem apparent to me, that the prescription in this eye has changed. Or it might have just been a coincidence. It might have been 2 things happening that are unrelated, right? And then I think I'll go back into the city and see if I can record some more of that building being demolished. Now that they're working on the side that I don't have to go trespassing. That Jeep, oh my God, it looks like somebody dropped it off a building. It sort of collapsed into the ground. Got it. Son of a bitch. Yeah, almost got it. Such an angry, hateful sound.
Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this comes out when I wanted to come out. Hopefully. Why is my pan wet? Bye.